Hello and welcome back to another Thursday night here at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are playing Gilded Destinies, episode 27, Shape Up and Ship Out. I'm your GM Chipper. With me tonight I have Hooli playing Akola, Shannon playing Jillian, and Don playing Zenlin. And we are very excited to potentially leave the city of Sharn. When we last left off, our players had spent a night resting at the inn here on the waterfront, run by the lovely Earth Genasi proprietor, Drew. Kakola, having fled the Festival of Fury via Boar's pocket and her ring, made it there perfectly safely. Zenlin and Jillian and Reznor were not quite so safe in their method of egress, but did make it. Heavily wounded, almost dead, but they made it. And chaos reigns in the city of Sharn. Let's go ahead and get started, gang. When we left off, you were preparing to exit the inn here and make your way out into the city to gather some necessary components and people for your journey back. And tonight, unfortunately, Duke could not be with us, so we will be having yet another Quantum Reznor.
Fine with me.
Before we go, do we have our hair, or is it at the tower?
We have it. It's in my bag. We just haven't opened it yet.
Should we do that before we go shopping?
Yeah, it would be nice to see what we have. And I also, this morning when I was getting up and, going through my morning routine, I had a thought. We're supposed to meet the druid today. He said come right to the living level, but it's chaos up there. Maybe we could send a raven or something, or a runner, or whatever the method of quick messaging in the system, in this area in the system. Jesus, in this area is.
I think we can maybe see how it's going. I mean, we're going out shopping, so we're going to have to go up at least a couple levels. But we can see how it is. If it's too crazy, obviously, who knows if we'll be able to shop. It seemed like there was a riot happening last night.
Yeah, my assumption is they're probably going to have that level closed down as a crime scene, so we might not be able to get in there.
Was there really a crime, though?
I mean, we weren't there, so we don't know.
Exactly. And no one can say we were there. So, money.
No. Yes, money. I'll pull the package out of my pack. The package from Boar. I think it had like a letter attached as well, which I didn't read any of it.
Yeah, the letter itself is fairly simple. It just states, here is your first chunk of pay for the 5 of you. I hope it serves you well.
Gonna be like 5 copper each.
I'll open the package after that.
All right. You see contained within, there are 4 bars of gold.
I don't know what that equates out to.
50 gold pieces each.
Yeah.
Oh, so 200 gold. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to go exchange it out. But shopping list, I know we need some spell components, and there was something specific my teacher wanted that I didn't have written down.
I believe it was Everfrost crystals, which you would know are a spell component that are... It's a pretty expensive spell component in that like one pouch of them is the same cost as an entire spell component pouch.
And I've got to grab some things for grandfather as well. He's requesting Elven Spirits, 2 bottles, Dream Seer, I believe is the name, and a half pound of Jarasco pipe leaf.
And then if there's anything else, I'm not going to lie, I feel like we're seeing a lot more battle than I anticipated on a business job like this. And if there is something that can keep me safer, it would probably be easier to find here than in Revan. I don't
Probably
know
some,
if that's something we can afford or something we can talk about, but I feel like I get hurt a lot and I almost died like 4 times yesterday.
yeah, we could find you maybe some sort of cloak or something. That would help protect you more.
Yeah, something like that would probably be good. Again, if we can afford it. If we can't, I'll make do. I've made it this far, right?
I mean, we have money and we plan on spending at least a year in Revan, which I assume will generate some revenue while we're there. So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt, I don't think, if we took a little bit of our finances to make sure that you're safe.
To be fair, as well, I know he's not here to say it. But with that info Reznor gave us last night or this morning, it seems like the battle may just be getting started in Revan.
Yeah, well, a little bit stressy about that because, that's our home. Well, more so mine maybe than yours, but it's where I would mostly consider home. And I'm kind of attached to most of those people.
Right. So I'm assuming, and I know Quantum Reznor can't answer right now, but I'm assuming when we get back, we are going to want to do that. So if there's anything any of you need, we should think about that. It's all assuming that shops are up and running today with everything that happened.
Right.
It will be a lot easier and honestly possibly cheaper to find here than in Revan.
Probably so. I wouldn't necessarily say cheaper, but easier to
We
find.
also need to get 50 gold pieces of gems. I had to use the second one to get us to the docks.
Okay. We can do that too. Just make sure you write down our list of stuff.
All right. What would you all like to try to head out to solve or find first?
I know Coca-Cola and Jillian probably know, but Hooli does not know and or remember. Is there shops on our level, or where do we need to go to get to like the general magic shops or, so on and so forth?
Supplies for the pipe leaf and the spirits.
Go ahead. Give me just either of you can give me investigation or history.
I got a 19 investigation.
19 investigation. All right. Jill, did you go ahead and make a check as well?
Nope, I didn't.
Okay, no worries. Then on that 19 investigation, you know that the area here near the docks is primarily going to have supplies that, like, people shipping out, people leaving. So probably not a ton of components. You could probably find a good place to get some pipe leaf around here. That's a common thing that sailors are buying as they leave. On a 19, I'm going to say, your best bet for elven wine would either be in the market district proper. And I don't think we've actually made it to the market district proper yet. Or in one of the many skyway markets.
Market district proper probably will have our spell components and such as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, you think that pretty much anything you need to gather could probably be found in the market district. You do know things tend to be just a tad bit more expensive there than they would be if you sought out like a specialty provider.
Okay. Well, with the chaos in the city, I think it's probably best we try the market district for what we can grab there, and then if we can't find it or it's just
Yeah.
too much, we go elsewhere.
Maybe, yeah, we might want to go to the Skyway for some of the not components, gems, spirits, and pipe leaf. That stuff we can probably all get. The stuff we need at the market and the stuff we kind of want to window shop at would probably be the Skyway.
Okay.
Would be my
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, so you
And,
want to head off to try to find your more general goods first.
Yeah. And maybe a messenger along the way.
All right. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the market district. As we do so, everyone can go ahead and give me either investigation or perception.
I've got a 26 perception.
Is that investigation or perception?
Perception.
Hell yeah.
21 perception.
All right. So 21. And Zenlin, what'd you get?
10.
10. All right. So as we move through, we'll start with Zenlin. Zenlin, as you're moving through, you're noticing that despite all the chaos of the previous night, the city is still lively. As you first step out of the door onto the docks, you can see that activity has begun again, and the docks are full of people. There are some who are loading ships. There are ships coming into dock. But you don't see any ships leaving. And you do see, looking up into the sky, some airships descending to land in the water. And you make your way up, and you continue to make your way to the market district. Jillian, you look around and you see that the lifts to the Undercity are closed entirely. There are armed guards blocking them off. And they seem to be not blocking people from entering, but blocking an exit. Coca-Cola, on a 26, there's not a ton of interest to you here on this ground floor of the docks. But cocking your ear up to the artificial sky, the ceiling of Sharn above you, you can hear hurried footsteps, a bit more hurried than usual. Sharn is a bustling city. It is a city that is always in motion. But there's just people seem to be moving a bit faster than normal. Everyone's looking over their shoulders, and you see a bunch of whispered conversations. Is there anything there that you would like to focus in on? Anything I've described to you or either of the other two players? Coca-Cola.
I would probably think that Coca-Cola would be interested in the whispers because she tends to deal in secrets and such in the city.
Wonderful. You look over and you see a small group of what looks to be similar to your current active profession of mercenaries. Chatting away. You can't make out every word they're saying, but from their posture you can see that they are excited, and you hear them mention, a purge.
Okay.
We make our way over to one of the lifts here on the docks, which will bring you up, 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 up to the 14th level of Sharn. Clockwork whirs as these lifts pull themselves into the sky, and you see, passing through the second level, residential primarily, people darting into their houses, and you can see them quickly closing and locking the door behind them. People moving swiftly, hoods up to the lifts, and armed guards patrolling the streets. An unusual occurrence here in the lower levels of Sharn. Typically, there are guards stationed throughout it in order for them to be able to be found quickly. You don't see very many patrols.
Telepathically communicate to Zen and Jill. Keep your eyes out. Whispers of a purge. Something's going on.
All right. We make our way through the third, fourth level, much the same, though we do begin to see a few businesses here. Up to the fifth and sixth, there's some interesting things going on here, but nothing you can make out clearly as you zip along and eventually arrive at the 14th level here in the markets.
Does the
Before
market
you see laid out a sprawling market district. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask if it appeared like when we got to the market, if there was an overabundance of guards and such here as well.
You see that there are about double the guards there would normally be. So they do appear to be posted throughout, not patrolling in this area. And you see a number of damaged stalls here within the market district. As
From
though
the
the riot spilled upwards. But before you see this market district, this level, you know, is a massive cog in the city, always turning, about 1 mile radius. And you know that as it turns to meet the lift, different portions of the market district become more easily accessible from it. Right now, at about 9 in the morning, you see the Mages district of the market.
Perfect.
Is there like a currency exchange booth here, or is it in one of the other sections?
You would know that there is a massive Kundarak bank at the center of the cog.
I was thinking about that, actually. Being that Jillian's the deputy mayor of Revan, it might be better to exchange it in Revan and put these solid gold bars in the Revan treasury rather than a bank's pockets.
Oh, that's fair.
We
can
could
just
use the money, yeah, and then just trade this out later.
Yeah, so I'll adjust my pack. I'll pack them down in my pack, and I'll just my coin pouch is accessible as is, but I'll put them away so they're kind of like in my pack.
Cool. Give me just a little sleight of hand check.
Just a little one?
Just a little one.
Just a
Might
little
not be
plus
relevant to you.
13.
How about a 31? Just a little
a little.
31.
Rogue.
So, Cole, you get into your pack, and as someone whose entire career is protecting and hiding things, you realize, hey, I've got all these random journals and notebooks and other stuff. I could give my pack a false bottom. And you slip the gold bars in there.
Cradled like a baby. And I'll toss it back over my shoulder.
Yeah, you toss your
All right,
pack back over your shoulder, and you all step off the lift.
Lead the way.
Sure. I guess first up we'll go to a component shop. There's a chance they might have gems there.
They should. And don't you need other components anyways?
Yeah, I need like 3 components pouches and a specific component.
Okay, yeah. All right. I like your funny words, Magic Man. Let's go.
Magic man. So yeah, we'll look for what appears to be kind of, I guess, a mage's general store. Like, we're not looking right for like the super special right now.
Yeah. You step off the lift and begin to move into the Mage's District. Before you see a massive scattering of stalls and a few permanent shops. And one of the permanent shops you see is Wilhelmina's Pleasantries and Sundries for the caster of any kind.
Sure, let's go to Wilhelmina's.
As you
Just don't walk
enter
too fast.
Wilhelmina's, you see Wilhelmina's is, in contrast to most of Sharn, traditional elven architecture. A single gold spire that rises about 30 feet into the air with a beautifully golden filigreed door.
Any notes or writing near the door? Signs other than the name of the shop?
It's got the hours there, which are 8 to 5, Monday through, not Monday through Friday. We're in Eberron. I don't remember the Eberron calendar off the top of my head. But yes, basically 8 through 5, Monday through Friday.
Which I assume we're in.
Yes. It
So
is currently a Tuesday. Or no, it's currently a Friday. My bad. The last night of Wild Night was last night.
Mole through far?
Mole through far.
Yeah,
Yes.
just looking the same thing up.
I was looking. It's pinned in Discord.
Yeah, I know. I pinned it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
I knew you.
know
I
it
knew
is
you
all
did.
times.
I had seen it earlier. I was like, I can go find it. Yeah, we'll.
I can tell you the date. I just can't tell you the days of the week.
So yeah, Zen will open the door and lead the way.
All right. You open the door and are immediately hit with the smell of sandalwood and the interior of a well-lit home. Or not home, but shop. You see magical knickknacks scattered on counters all around. There are some components already pouched up and ready to go. And you see a long set of, like at a farmer's market, how the stalls have the little things for oranges and apples or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
One of those that I don't know the name of.
Okay, you're talking
Filled
like
with
the
alchemical components. Yeah, like the fruit cartons that are all lined up on an inclined bench, filled with alchemical components. And you see a lovely, dark-skinned young woman, radiant, hair pulled back and tied with a leather thong, and dressed in finery, smiling at you. Hello! Welcome to Wilhelmina's Pleasantries.
Yes, hi. We have kind of a shopping list. Maybe you can help with all of it, I don't know. But we need some components.
If you come in with a list, I'd be happy to look.
Sure, so...
Components are one of our many specialities.
So, generally I need 3 component pouches and some Everfrost crystals if you've got them.
Everfrost. Let me go dig through. And we're going to roll a little luck check here. Zenlin, just give me a d20. You want to get higher than a 7.
Nope, that's a 1.
That's a natural 1. She's digging through the boxes and looking over all the counters. I'm so sorry. I appear to be out of Everfrost. But I can give you the number. I can give you the name of my supplier, and you can go see if he has any.
That would be amazing.
Do primarily bulk sales.
I can deal with that. I assume there's probably a purpose I can find for the extras, or sell them myself. Who knows? Maybe I'll open a magic shop somewhere.
Yes. Well, actually, I do need to restock, so if you'd be willing to pick them up for me, I could charge, say, 3/4 price for the labor.
Looks at the
Little
group.
25% discount for the retrieval.
Can you make it 30?
I can make it 30.
Where would we be picking it up from?
Oh, Gunny Pits. And you can go ahead and give me just a history check to see if you know or have ever met Gunny Pits prior to her giving you further instruction.
I got an 8, so probably not.
You've not met Gunny Pits, but she is going to. He's. Well, let's see. It's not yet noon. So he's probably over in the more mundane district right now, hawking his wares. Gunny's a fisherman by trade, but he's got such a supply of Everfrost at all times. It's quite interesting. Won't tell me a bit about where he finds them.
Okay. I guess if that's the case, while we're here, do you sell gems?
I sell some gems, yes.
Okay. Then do we want to shop now, or do we want to do this and do it all in one?
Well, let's just go grab it and do it all in one.
Oh, would you like to let me know what you need so I can have it all prepped and ready for you?
Sure, we need about... Should we grab 100 so we have extra if we need them? 100 gold pieces of gems. 3 component pouches.
All right, 100 gold pieces of gems, 3 component pouches, and then for the Everfrost, when it comes back, will you just need 1 pouch, 2?
Let's grab 2 to be safe.
All right, always better safe than sorry.
And then, do you by chance also sell? I know you said components were your specialty. You don't also sell like
one of many
staves or scrolls or cloaks, at all, would you?
Oh, I've got a few scrolls and a couple of enchanted cloaks. I don't have any staves here. The
We can
stage will
check
probably
those
want to
when
head
we
over
get-
to Warlands.
Warlords. Okay, we can check those when we get back. You don't need to like dig them out right now. We can figure that out when we get back. The other stuff is for sure. That stuff we might be interested in.
Yes, I've got a wide selection of scrolls, actually, out of game. Any level 1 or 2 scrolls you want, she's got.
Okay. I will not lie. The specific scroll I was looking for is definitely higher.
Okay. In that case, it'll be another luck check to see if she has that.
Yeah, and that's
Maybe
expensive.
try
I'm
to
probably
purchase
not grabbing. I'm probably not grabbing it right now, anyways. But yeah, I guess we'll go get your supply from Gunny and then come back and finish this.
Yes. All right. And here, and she hands you a little pouch of coin, so you can pick up the whole order.
Thank you.
Should be 30 pouches in there.
Okay. 30 pouches. Got it.
Be warned. It does no good to cross a mage in charm.
Excuse me? Do you
Well,
want
I
our
just
help or
handed
do you not trust us? Which is it?
I mean, I want your help. I'm just forewarning you that I've just handed you 600 gold pieces. And it does no good to cross me.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we walked in here with quite a bit more than that. Don't worry, your gold's safe.
I figured as much. Well, be on your way. I'll have those pouches prepared for you when you get back.
Cool.
And I'll see if I can dig some of my more specialized scrolls and cloaks out of my back inventory for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Oh, your
we will-
names! Your names! We have to have names if we're doing business.
I'll give you one name and one name only.
Okay. I'm not.
Kundera.
I'll preface this. I understand. I'm not Faye. All
You can have-
right then.
Right.
All right then. Well, I suppose my gold is in safe hands then.
And I'll just wink at her and follow Zen out the door.
Go ahead and give me an insight check. Anybody who wants to.
14 for Zen.
I got a 25.
Cool.
10 for Jillian.
Cola and Zenlin, you both see her clock the Iron Gut emblem and see that she knows that's not a Kundarak emblem.
No, but the big shiny ring on my finger is the Kundarak family crest.
little bit of confusion crosses her face at this, and she just sort of shakes it off and begins gathering your component pouches for you, Zenlin.
We leave. She was really rude.
Zen, I've never seen you so cross before when she questioned your honor.
I mean, honor is important to us where I come from.
I'll pat you on the back. Well done, sticking up for yourself.
Are you sure that was smart? What
Well-
if, like, word gets around or something?
Word gets around what? I'm shopping.
I'll say you know that there's probably about a couple hundred Kundaraks in this city, like members of the house or workers for the house. It's not likely that a report of, wow, this Kundarak came in and tried to name drop is going to be immediately Coca-Cola did it.
That's fair.
I mean, I was just going to tell her, hey, I'm in the business of protecting money, not stealing it. But Zen, you grabbed her immediately. So just had to give her one name only.
So
actually, I'm going to say on a plus 20 Coca-Cola, as you walk out the door, you see that she puts a little scrying sensor following you.
I'll wave at it.
You wave at it, and then in your head you get a sending. Miss Kundarak, just ensuring careful delivery.
Careful delivery. In my pack, I have a bandana. I'm going to pull it out, tie it into a hat, and stick it on the scrying stone that's following us.
It is not a scrying stone. A scrying sensor is an ethereal piece of magic that you can see floating behind you.
It was a thought that counted. I was going to give it a hat and name it Steve. Our invisible babysitter. Jillian, you remember those books we read when we were young? Oops, Mom, the babysitter's dead. And she'll just chuckle and keep going, following Zen to wherever we're going.
All right. Go ahead, give me just a little investigation check to navigate the Great Cog.
It's not Zen.
This is going to be a group investigation, so we're going to use the middle result.
5.
Nice. Jill got a nat 20 for 25, and I've got a 17.
I'm going to say on a nat 20, we're going to despite the fact that I just said this is a group check and we're going to take the middle, we're going to respect Jill's nat 20 and take that instead. Jill, this is your city. You are walking through the Great Cog as it slowly shifts underneath you, and you are able to take advantage of the shift to get people out of your way. You are moving through the crowd. There are a whole sequence happens of one person trips, and then you help them up, and by helping them up, you dodge a cart with barrels that's suddenly stopped, and the barrels have rolled out of the back. And it turns out those barrels knock over a pickpocket who's behind you, who's about to try to go through your pack. And you make your way across the Great Cog very easily. And find yourself at a little market stall that says, Pitts Fish. Get it while it's fresh, before it's the pits.
I guess Zenlin will walk up.
Yeah, you see, standing behind the stall, full of fish, again in those same baskets the alchemical components were in, stands a young, sandy-haired halfling in fisherman's garb. He's got a thick coil of rope over his right shoulder, a bag over his left, a scar from temple to jaw, and smiles up at most of you and across at Jillian, and actually reaches out, and I'm going to say, shakes Jill's hand. Oh, Ms. Ruka, so good to see you again. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Shakes his hand. Asks him, how's it?
It is what it always is. I'm in the pits.
Everything's okay? No wildness? No riots happening around here recently?
No, not this morning, but last night you should have seen it. I took my rod and I threw it out, and I cast the line, and I got the hook right in one of the guardsmen's eyes. I got it right here in the jar if you want to see it.
I trust you. I don't want to
see
the
that there
eye.
is. No, he pulls it out. There is an eye deflated with a fisherman's hook pierced through it in a jar.
Fine flat specimen.
Shame what they're doing down below.
What are they doing? I noticed the lifts are heavily guarded.
It closed off the Undercity. No one out. I hear tell between that and what sparked up on between what happened down there and what sparked up on the living level, Sean's in for a bit of change. But hey, we'll always climb to the top.
It's true.
Hey, maybe next Wild Night we'll actually kill all the bastards, right? No offense to your friend. Or you, I get. But you're one of the good ones. You understand how it is.
I do. I do understand. Things do need to change.
Yeah.
Too much greed.
You hear Dr. Grain took over your clinic?
I hadn't heard. But
yeah. He's been doing his best, but one man running a whole clinic. Unofficially, I mean, they closed it down. He just sort of started squatting in the building once they abandoned it. Real.
That's good.
You know, you learn from the best. Do what you can for who you can help. And hurt the ones who ain't helping at all. That's what he learned from me. And yeah, Gunny's an old friend. Like, Gunny's a new name for an old friend. You actually patched up Gunny when he got his scar. Gunny has a long history with the houses, and has only in the past 6 years or so gone legit.
I'll ask him like how's his which when I patched him up, I'll ask him like how his injury is, if it still hurts or if he's doing better.
It's a little itchy every once in a while, but I've been putting that ointment you gave me on it. Helps.
That's good.
What can I do you for today? Do you want some trout? You want some sea bass? You want... What you want?
He just sells fish? Or does he sell the other thing?
You know he sells Everfrost salts, but you know this stall is where he sells his fish.
Alright.
And I'm going to say you actually know that he uses Everfrost salts to keep his fish as fresh as when they were first pulled from the ocean.
Yeah, I'll tell him that we're here to get some of that Everfresh salts.
Oh, for you, Ms. Jillian, of course. How many were you looking to get?
How many were we supposed to get?
Zen, don't you have it? It's like 30 pouches or something.
Yeah, no. We're here to pick up Wilhelmina's restock.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Did she send the gold with you, or will I have to pick it up from her later?
Yeah, here. Sorry, you were talking to Jill. I'm Zenlin, by the way.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Zenlin. You look a bit like a friend of mine, actually. One I haven't met yet. Good, put her there.
Zenlin shakes his hand, chuckles awkwardly. But yeah, she sent us over. We were doing some shopping and we needed some, and she was out, so she asked us if we'd pick up the delivery for her.
All right, well, yeah, happy to have someone make the delivery for me, I guess. All right, and he reaches down, picks up a crate that is hammered shut, and hands it to you, Zenlin. Just holding this wooden crate, you are already cold.
Out of curiosity, where do you come across the Everfrost? Not only is he shivering, he is also shaking, struggling to hold the box.
I'll say, I mean, it's not a massive crate, but it's about the same as lifting like a bag of rock salt.
Oh, okay, so like 10 pounds. I think he has that.
Yeah, like 10, 20 pounds, something like that.
Well, it actually might be close. I only have a 7 strength, but yeah, he can manage it, I'm sure. Yeah, happy to be of service, whether it's for you, for her, we're getting a discount, so .
Yeah, hey, always good to get a discount, right? But yeah, so the way I get the salts is actually I've got a fishing spot. I'm not going to tell you quite where it is because, business secret and all that. But there's this massive fish that swims by. Looks like it's made entirely of ice. And wherever it surfaces, a patch of these salts comes.
Interesting. I wouldn't hope to go. I was just curious, as a practitioner. I don't think they're exactly common. That's interesting.
No, they certainly aren't, but Jack keeps me in good business,
Do you talk to him?
Well, of course. They're
Does
out
he
on the
talk
water
back?
all alone. Well, no. He's a fish.
I don't know. I mean, he leaves magic crystals behind. Maybe he can talk. He's a magic fish.
That's fair.
Made of ice.
That's fair. You make a good point.
You'd be surprised at the things that can talk.
But no, he doesn't talk. Yeah, that's fair. I met a dog once when I was living down in the Undercity that could talk. Bartholomew. Yeah, guess one of the city druids got to him and awakened him.
Do you have anything that's like salted or dried that would make a dish for somebody who lives landlocked, but we can travel well with it?
I don't. But if you pack the fish in with some of these Everfrost salts, they stay fresh for about a week.
That's okay. Thank you anyway.
I mean, it could make for a good meal. You know, if you got someone landlocked. Come on, you look at this sea bass, you know you want to try it.
No,
Yes,
but Revan is short on supplies.
Yes, which was my thought. We could get some extra dried fish and stuff to take back, but
I mean,
want
if
to.
this makes it keep, it won't take us long to get back.
And you can always dry it yourself.
They're going to be used as components.
What if?
don't know.
What if? Hear me out. What if we bought some fish and went back and had a big feast with everyone in town after the wyvern attack? Because they probably don't get fish very often.
I mean,
Would
you
it
do
travel?
know a river runs straight through Revan.
That's fair.
Yes,
But they don't.
these
They
are-
definitely don't get sea. They definitely don't get sea fish.
Yeah,
right.
could be a nice little deputy mayor. Get everyone's morale up. Surprise event. thing.
Yeah.
Thanks for rebuilding the city.
Yeah, I
Have
just
fish and
didn't like
chips.
anything that would potentially spoil in our trip, and I don't want to use the salts because we need those for other things.
Oh yeah, that's for a friend of mine. Actually,
I'll let you know. I'll let you know above the table that the salts are not used up. Being in the presence of them keeps things cold enough to stay fresh.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I don't know how expensive they are, but like she's getting 30 packs. We could buy extra for the fish if we wanted, but we'd probably be better off just buying normal salt.
It was just a thought. I mean, we don't have to break the bank, but it was just something I thought it might be a nice gesture to take back to the people of Revan.
Yeah, how much would it be to bring back a couple of boxes of fish?
I'll put my hand on Jillian's
I can give you
shoulder.
a box of fish.
Well, sir, you see, this is Jillian Rilka. She's the deputy mayor
Yeah,
of
I know.
Revan. Well,
I know who
recently,
Jillian Milk is.
yes, but she's the deputy mayor of Revan now. And we're trying to take care of the people in Revan as we were recently attacked by wyverns and our crops were destroyed, and half of the town was. So this is sort of our charitable donation to the people to make sure that, you know, they feel appreciated for all of the work and repairs they've done through everything that was lost.
All right. Jill, your first 5 fish are free. After that, we'll give you market price. How many people are you looking to feed?
Well, what's the population in Revan above the table, Chip?
Above the table, full population of Revan, including all the workers. I'll give you 2 numbers here. I'll give you population that works for Iron Gut, which is about 250. And I'll give you population of the city, which is about 530.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
No.
Well, so about 500, but we don't have to feed them everyone fish, just something extra to have at a feast. So I'm not sure how many people we can feed from one sea bass. They're quite large, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They're pretty big. So let's see. I could do. Yeah, well, since it's you, Jill, I'll give you a little bit of a discount even on the extra fish. If you're looking to feed, how many are you looking to feed? I'm going to ask you all right now to decide whether 530.
Yeah.
This is so
200. say It'd be about 400 silver normally. We'll bump it down and say 35 gold.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give him 4 platinum pieces.
I don't make change.
Yeah, the rest is for you being so generous.
Wonderful. Thank God I'm not losing any profit. God damn. Jesus fuck, that could kill me. Pleasure doing business. Miss Jillian, you going to be in town for long?
No.
I think we're leaving tonight, right?
I think the
well.
plan was.
Well, safe travels.
Could you
Yeah,
by
we can have a
chance
fish feed.
deliver them to the inn where we're staying so we could take them with us when we go?
Yeah. Which inn are you at?
Tells him the name of the inn, which Huli cannot remember.
The less crowded inn.
There you go. The less crowded inn.
Shout out to a piece of family history there. The less crowded inn is a inn from my fathers and my forefathers.
Nice.
The less crowded inn has been in existence in D&D campaigns since the year 1983, 84.
Huzzah to less crowded things.
Which
All
is
right.
most of Vermont. It's less crowded.
But we'll have that. Yeah, I'll have that. Oh, that's Dockside, actually. Yeah, that's quite easy for me.
Perfect. Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Appreciate you. And I'll shake his hand.
Yeah, you shake his hand, and you see as you guys begin to walk away, he packs his stall up for the day. He's done. He made his money.
He made a lot more than his. Oh, I guess it was only 35. That was way cheaper than I thought.
40.
40.
Yeah, we
Well,
gave
I
him
mean,
40.
A whole roast chicken is 0.8 gold usually.
Okay.
So I just went off that calculation.
Fair.
Yeah. While we're in the mundane, did you want to look for the other things you needed for your grandfather?
They might be here. Maybe there's a spirit shop or...
I mean, it's the mundane part of the district, right?
Yes. I'll look around, I suppose, and see if I spot anything over here that would
Cool. Give
stick
me
out.
perception or investigation.
Wow, dice. Well, my investigation's only a 9.
There's one place that sticks out to you, and it only sticks out to you because of the plume of smoke that is over it. And that is Yark's Tobacco. That's Y-A-R-K.
Okay, so I guess we go there. And this was Pitts what?
This is Gunny Pitts. Gunny Pitts Fisher.
Okay. All right, well, I'll point it out and say, well, that place appears a bit smoky. Maybe they have the tobacco.
Let's go.
I'm going to say on your passive perception, you see the sign says tobacco.
There you go. There we go. Away we go.
All right. You move over to Yark's. Yark's is a building. It is not a stall. But there is no door. The smoke is just sort of billowing out of an opening in the front of the building. You walk in and you see a candlelit wooden room full of about well, not full, but there's about 8 people in here. 2 standing behind a counter. And you notice that 6 out of these 8 people are goblins.
Brilliant. I'll approach the counter that looks like the one where either the bud keeper is or whoever.
Yeah. It looks like there's just the one counter here where they're both standing. You approach. Hello! Welcome to Yorks! What can I get for you? You want a cigar? You want us to
Nope.
pop the pipe?
No, thank you. I just need a half a pound of Jarasco pipe leaf, please.
We don't have Jarasco here. You'll have to go to one of their places for that.
Where can I find that?
I don't really feel comfortable giving out a competitor's address.
That's fair. Thank you for your time anyways, and I'll give him a silver piece.
Oh, thank you. And you see he pockets it. You know, with the tip, I'll tell you this. You really should know where Jarasco sells things. And he looks straight at Jillian.
Well, my friend here isn't necessarily a pipe leaf connoisseur, so I wouldn't expect her to know really where it is, as, well, she's a doctor.
Hey, ain't nobody smokes more than a doctor or a nurse.
Facts.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right. And Jill, at that reminder, you realize you do know where some Jarasco pipe leaf is sold. You got a local cousin who works at a Jarasco outpost here in the market district. Not a member of the house because he unfortunately was not elevated by a mark like you. But he's a cousin nonetheless.
You know, Coca-Cola, I have a cousin that's a mage, right? That I remember. Let's head over there and let's get you some fancy tobacco.
All right. Well, I'll hold your hand and I'll hold Zen's if Zen will take it because I know how you like to quickly move through the crowd. I'm not trying to get lost.
Yeah. And no check required, Jill. You are able to lead them to your cousin's little outpost here that he operates. Come and get your pipe leaf. Come and get your pipe leaf. We've got Jarasco. We've got Ilverin. We've got everything. Looks like business is slow.
I'll approach the
Alright.
counter with Jill.
Oh, Jillian, it's so good to see you, cousin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I can't complain. Business has been awful today. No one stopped by. And do you see what they did to my tent? And you see that the tent has like slashes and tears and rips. I mean, I know everyone was up in arms about the houses last night, but like, just because I sell Jarasco doesn't mean I am Jarasco, you know? You do know.
It was
quite
wild.
well, don't you?
Yeah, it was pretty wild last night. I mean, we got
Yeah.
jumped on our way
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
home
yeah?
last night.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty bad. I mean, Coca-Cola was fine, but
The wild part is we actually left early.
Yeah, we did, and just things were just crazy, weren't they, Jill? Because we didn't stay to watch any of the nonsense, and things got wild even on our way back.
yeah, we got out of there before. But man, it was.
Go ahead
it
and give
was
me a deception
rough.
check.
Can she have advantage?
She can have help.
Yes.
Okay. And the next one. Oh,
All right. I'm going to roll an insight check here. This businessman cousin of yours adds a +3 to insight.
It's okay. She
So you
is
need-
lying about us getting jumped.
So, yeah. So you need a 3 or lower on this D20.
Oof.
That is an 11. Yeah, you all look like you're in perfect health thanks to all that magical healing. So he looks you up and down. Yeah, you got jumped on the way back. It's a good story to tell.
Yeah, it is. You know, we're young adventurers. We like to kind of embellish a little. It makes us sound cooler. But hey, sorry, business is bad. Today's your lucky day. I'd like to buy a half-pound of Jarasco pipe leaf, please.
Oh, a half pound. Wonderful. You sure you don't want to do a full pound? Really break the bank?
Well, how much is a half a pound? And I'll tell you if I want to buy 2 of them.
Well, a half a pound would be 3 silver.
How about you just give me what you can give me for 8 silver? How about that?
I mean, I can do a pound and a half. Sure.
Okay, perfect then. And I'll give
that's
him.
the Jarasco, yeah?
Yes, please.
All right. And you have your little exchange here. So, Jillian. Adventuring, that's the new job, huh?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I heard from your folks that you weren't working in the clinic anymore.
No, House Jarasco just really doesn't want to help take care of the less fortunate. They just, all they really care about is gold in their coffers.
You don't have to tell me twice. They sell me this at 2 silver pieces a pound, or 2 silver pieces for a half pound. I'm only making a silver a profit for standing out here all day every time I sell a pound.
She
Yeah.
mutters under her breath about greedy bastards.
And then they've got their stall down there on level 6. Like if you're gonna sell it in one place. Don't undercut your own salespeople.
I didn't catch your name, friend. What's your name again?
Jarell.
It's my cousin. I don't know if you've met him before.
I might not have. Hi, Jarell. Nice to meet you.
I'd say you've probably seen Jarell at one of Jillian's family gatherings if you've ever been to one. I don't know if you've ever really spoken. He's a bit older than Jillian, 20 years older.
Well, how would you like to sell your pipe leaf somewhere other than here in the market district where you're being undercut?
Do you have another stall available?
How would you like to relocate entirely?
Relocate to where?
Well, so Jillian here is the deputy mayor of Revan now, and we're getting ready to set up base and open shop in Revan because we're running a lightning rail line through there. And maybe you could come and set up in our lightning rail depot and sell there. Maybe even ride the lightning rail from time to time.
Hey, once you've got the rail up and running, I don't see why not.
Well, I mean, feel free to come before the rail's up and running, and you can meet people in the city, and we have the Iron Gut Meadery there as well. Maybe you could set up a little booth at the meadery in the meantime.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, but I do kind of have a life here.
That's fair. Bring your family.
We're gonna have a fish fry as soon as we get back.
Fish fry.
Yeah. So have a fish fry and maybe drink a mug of Iron Gut and check out the town and see if it's something you might want to do.
I'll keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. You know what? I don't think. Well, when are you planning on leaving?
This evening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't uproot my entire life by this evening.
Well, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to come right now. I'm just offering it for you and your family in the future. We could cover your place to stay when you first come. We do have some lodgings we can offer. So, think about it. And you and your partner, and if you have children or whoever your family is, there's stuff for all of them to do.
Jill, you know that cousin Jareel is painfully single. Every relationship he's ever gotten in, it's turned out to be either like someone scamming him, someone taking advantage of him. It's never gone right. Yeah, well, I mean, my lease is up at the end of next month. I can't break the lease. Oh, and then my stall lease is up in 3 months. I could break that, but it'd be expensive.
Well, how much would
Jillian, why don't I keep it in mind, and I'll send you a message if I choose to come. I do think I will wait until that rail is up and running, just because the cost of transporting enough pipe leaf to run a stall is going to be prohibitive.
Well, your transport, you don't really have to worry about that. We have a magic man, and he says funny words, and we teleport in a magic circle.
Oh, wonderful. And you're willing to do that, like, weekly for me?
Oh, I will remind you, Coca-Cola, it does cost us 50 gold pieces every time we do it.
Yes, that's fine. I understand that. I'm just saying.
Not affordable. Not affordable. If it costs 50 gold pieces to restock, that's like almost a year's earnings.
Listen, don't worry about that. We'll handle the logistics if you decide to come, because you will be employed by our rail company, and that would be a part of your employment, is making sure you maintain your stocks. So don't worry about that. Just take it into consideration.
I mean,
I don't know about this.
I'm a partner too. Yeah.
I am an independent businessman. Thank you very much.
Contracted,
I
paid.
think what Coca-Cola means to say is, if you come and get set up, you have first dibs once the rail's up and running, and you'll have cheaper prices if you get into shipping contracts early. And if you get shipping contracts on the railway that runs from here to Revan, you don't need to come back to resupply.
There you go. Either way, what I'm saying is,
which is why I was saying I'll come in once the rail's open, maybe.
Sure. Well, the offer's there. Either way.
Yeah, I appreciate the offer, and I appreciate the intent with which it was given.
Thank you for your business. Have a good rest of the day.
Go ahead, give me a persuasion with the help action, Coca-Cola.
Oh, I'm all right at persuasion. $29.
29. Look, I really do appreciate it. It's a huge offer, and to be fully honest, I am aware that that would be life-changing for me. Because my life kind of sucks. But, it's a big change, and I don't know anything about Revan. I don't know. I'm going to look into it. I promise you, I will consider it honestly.
You should. We used to have a friend that would be able to say words that would truly convince you to join, but one thing I think he would probably mention is that the quicker you get there, obviously, once the rail is done, the better, because once there's active rail travel, Revan is going to explode.
Expand, explode.
Jillian,
Yeah.
you send me a message 2 weeks before you open the rail, and I'll get set up to come out. I'll trust you on this.
All right, I will.
You're a good kid, Jillian. You're a good kid. All right, well, you've got your pipe leaf. I don't have any more customers yet, but I have to get back out there and start yelling for them.
Sure.
So,
have a good rest of your afternoon. Nice to meet you officially.
Yeah, I'll have a great morning. Good to meet you officially too, Cola. And pleasure to meet you as well, Sam.
Hey, before we go, do you know where we could find elven spirits?
Probably in elven graveyards?
No, not those kind of spirits. It's like a fine. It's not necessarily wine, but
Was it called Dreamseer, did you say?
dream seer. Yes.
Oh, Dreamseer. Yes, that's been making the runs lately. Who do I know that's been stalking Dreamseer? Oh, the Darling family got into it lately.
The Darling family, you say?
Yeah. Up there on, I want to say it's 8. Or I guess down there on 8.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate you muchly.
Cole, you know the Darling family.
I probably do, and that is where our business is anyway.
Yeah. The Darling family is located on level 8, just down one level from your family. They're your downstairs neighbors.
Oh, perfect. I know where that is. We can head there on the way back.
Great. Was there anything else you needed here, or are we heading back to Magic Land?
Back to the Magic Land would be fine with me.
All right.
Jill, lead the way.
We head back over to Magic Land. Go ahead. Do you want to go back to Wilhelmina's, or do you want to make your way over to Warlands?
Probably Wilhelmina's first.
Yeah, Wilhelmina, so we can
We'll
pay
probably
for...
pop. Yeah, we'll probably pop into Warlands after we see what she has, just to see. But did you guys need anything? I know we kind of found some stuff for you guys, but if there's anything you need too.
Oh no, I don't need anything. Just as long as you guys are taken care of, I'm fine. All right, Wilhelmina's we go.
All right, you make your way back to Wilhelmina's, head in, box in Zenlin's hand, crate in Zenlin's hands, and she looks up at you as the door opens. Ah, you made it back just fine. A couple other stops along the way, but salts aren't going to go bad. And you see she dismisses the scry.
Zenlin stiffly sets the crate down.
All right. So it was 2 pouches you wanted?
Look at Coca-Cola.
Of the salts.
Yeah.
Well,
All
so
right.
you need 2, but maybe it's best we grab 1 or 2 extra for transport.
Sure, let's make it full.
Yeah.
4? All right. With your discount, that's going to come to... She gave you a 30% discount, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have to do the math quick on what that is. That's going to come to 140 gold pieces.
Okay, and that's with the components and everything that Zenlin needed, including the gems.
Yeah, that's everything.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's just pay her for that, and we'll take our rest of our business elsewhere, Zen.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, you don't want to look at the scrolls or cloaks? I dug them
I
all
don't-
out so you could see them.
I don't know that you really acted like you wanted us here. Like, you've been quite rude the entire time.
What are you talking? We just met and I handed you 600 gold. That's quite polite.
And then you warned us not to steal it and put the effort into scrying on us the entire time.
It's not that much effort to scry.
And that little passive-aggressive dig about the extra stops along the way?
I was just notating what happened on the way because you knew I was watching. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that I knew that I was watching.
Listen, here's
sorry.
here's the
I'm sorry.
platinum for our purchase. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. And
You
all of
see
that.
this young woman's face go from like she's been having fun, like she's enjoyed your presence and she thought she was being really nice to they don't like me? They think I'm an asshole? What? Was that rude? That was rude? Oh my god, I didn't realize I was being rude.
I feel like I need to look up what the lowest level scrying spell is. Like,
I will let you know this was scrying the spell. And I'm gonna say give me an Arcana check. Because like this is a world where these valences are a known thing. Like you can't tell me that wizards haven't codified what a valence in a spell slot is.
right. 17.
Scrying's a 5th level spell.
Yeah, like, you committed a 5th level spell to watching us. And did you listen to what you said? I wanted to make sure you knew that I knew that you knew that I knew. Like, do you hear yourself?
Well, honesty is the best policy.
Yes, it is. Thank you for your business. We appreciate you. Hopefully your salts sell really well, and we'll see you another time. Have a good day. And I'll like kind of usher Zenlin out before he punches out a shopkeep.
Give me an insight check. Jillian is the only person not involved in, like, not being ushered out or involved in the ushering. The person who's just kind of standing back and observing.
Jill got an 8.
Jill, you think this woman is faking it? You don't think she's upset? You think this is a show?
Jill would roll her eyes and head out the door.
Does anyone look back at her as they leave?
No.
All right. As the door closes, you hear just every time, Wilhelmina, every time. You do this every goddamn. Why don't you ever learn?
This poor girl's trying to make friends, has zero social skills.
This poor girl is based off of me in high school.
Sorry, Chip, you got no social skills in high
I'm
school.
so sorry.
No. I need to be clear. This poor girl's lack of social skills is intentionally based off of me in high school prior to my brain rewired by a Dodge Ram.
Like the amount of distrust to commit a 5th level spell.
What else is she going to use it for? You know? She's a
I don't know.
shopkeep.
Spying on heroes trying to invade her evil tower? I don't know.
Her evil tower?
Plot twist, Wilhelmina's actually the BBEG of the campaign.
Plot twist. Wilhelmina's just a nice, awkward young girl who inherited her parent. Let me give you a little. We're gonna take a peek behind the screen here at the backstory I wrote for Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina Pleasant of Wilhelmina's Sundries and Pleasantries spent the first few years of her life as a farmer's wife, due to an arrangement made by her parents, who then perished. She ran away from this, joining the College of Divination. Wilhelmina then opened this store as a attempt at independence. And now she's sad.
I mean,
Maybe on you, Zen, because when I had crushes in kindergarten, I bullied them on the playground.
right, like
Who said it was Zen she had the crush on?
Or Jill. Whatevs.
No, this is a divination specialist. It's got to be the Quantum Riznor.
Oh, the Riznor. Yeah, it's Riz. It's the Riznor.
It's the Quantum Riznor.
it's the Quantum Riznor, always.
He's not even here,
No.
but Riznor.
He both is and is not here. Thank you very much. Because none of you are currently observing him.
I guess we'll try and find Warlands then. Hopefully he has cloaks in addition to staves, but I'd settle for a stave.
All right. You head over to Warlands. I'll say she gave you directions there the first time you left. Warlands is just down the road, easy find. Warlands is a squat stone and brick building, like brick and mortar, with a sign on the front that just says Warlands. You get the feeling this guy's like, if you are looking to buy my stuff, you'll find out where I am. He doesn't need to advertise because of how much he makes from a single sale.
Before we go in, I'm going to be entirely honest. I have a feeling this person might turn out to also be rude based on the style of store they have. So if they are, I might need someone else to talk me down.
You know what? Listen, as a person who stays perpetually angry, I got you.
Making one person cry is enough for me today.
Yeah. I'm quite shocked at you, Zenlin, because usually you're more on the mild side, but today you were like extra spicy. Like you went from jalapeno to ghost pepper really fast.
He did almost die last night a couple of times.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that could make anybody grumpy the next day. It's like a combat hangover.
That was honestly kind of what I was going for.
How about you just tell me what you're looking for, and I'll talk to him to avoid it entirely, and then if I need help, you back me up.
It's really hard to... I feel like it's really hard to say with magic shops. But like I said, something that would protect me, or I guess if it's a stave, something that would, protect me or do something. I don't know. I feel like I go into these places and ask what they have.
I'm going to send you the link to Warland's selection.
Okay.
Sure.
That can work.
Zen. Yep.
Like Discord
yeah, I'll send it over Discord. But we'll go ahead and run the scene while I send this.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So you walk into Warlands. You see the walls are lined with staves. There's probably about 50 in here, and you see almost 20 different kinds.
Wow.
Can somebody tell Hooli what a stave is? Because
It's a
Staff.
It's a staff.
It's a staff.
Oh,
Magic
Oh.
staffs.
why didn't you just
Yeah.
say that?
I don't entirely know.
Because stave sounds more fun to me.
I agree with that. It's a synonym. They literally mean the same thing.
Yeah, they're identical words.
I
But
thought they
actually,
were
what it is
slightly
stave.
different.
Staff is generalized. Stave is typically used for, like, in the real world, like a weapon staff.
Okay.
All right. And you see behind the counter a bronze-skinned human, close-cropped hair, tidy beard. He's got a little, like, leather jerkin on over a beige top, bright green cap, and a parrot on his shoulder. Welcome to
good day.
Woolman's. What can I do for you?
Well, we happen to be in the market for something that might offer a bit more protection to my mage friend here.
Hi, Zenlin.
All right. Bit of protection. All right. I don't know if I've got many protective staves, but if you want some wands, I've got some wands of shield.
I have shield. He kind of looks around.
You've got it. But how many valences do you have to use it with?
I mean, 4. And that's only at
This
base.
little
If I really
this little
need it, I have like 10.
This little beauty right here, and he pulls a wand made of yew out, has 50.
Oh.
That's quite a bit. That might actually be really good. I might have lied. What about?
I mean,
what about,
you would know most wands have a standard charge of 50.
I think Zenlin's
50 or
eyes
20.
as he's looking around are drawn to a plain staff with 8 rings that we almost certainly can't afford. But what about this?
Oh, the Staff of the Rings. Well, that's quite useful. It's got a good bit of abilities. Well, 8 of them to be specific. It's going to. You asking about cost?
I mean, that would certainly weigh in. What kind of things does it do? It just looks different than any staff I've seen.
Yeah, it can heal people. It can harm people. It can release massive bursts of energy. So each of these rings along it has a different power infused into it.
Interesting. That sounds
And-
expensive.
How much does something like that
Yes.
cost?
Oh, I could let it go for. Let's say 50,000 gold.
Yep. Oh, I think that might be a bit more than our budget.
My eyes are going to be this big as I look at Zenlin. Like,
To be clear, for a little peek behind the screen, Zenlin said, Don looked at this and said, "Let me ask about the artifact on this list."
Like you said, it was unlike any staff he'd ever seen, and it would have been the first thing to draw his eye.
Yeah,
that wand
100%
might be
makes sense.
good. What are you asking for the wand?
Oh, a wand of shield? Oh, not nowhere near as much.
I'd hope not.
Let's see, it'd be 750 gold.
That's
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's on me. I did Pathfinder calculations in my head. $375 gold.
That we could do, Zen.
I agree. That is much more in our price range. I think that sounds lovely.
Are you sure you don't want to stave? We've got some quite interesting ones here.
I don't know what that spell does.
Which spell?
Crusader's Mantle.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I was like, that seems like something that could be really good for this party.
Yeah, Crusader's Mantle, 30-foot aura. While in the aura, centered on you, while in the aura, non-hostile creatures deal an extra d4 of radiant damage with every weapon attack.
What about that one, or possibly the Seafarer Staff, because I think that's hilarious. I think are the other two that he would probably be interested in just at a quick glance.
Oh, I could probably do the Seafarers for about 500.
Oh, we're getting expensive. That's expensive for something that I think is funny.
Or I'm sorry, Seafarers is uncommon. We'll say 400 actually.
I honestly, if I'm honest, I think the wand is probably the closest to what I came in here looking for, and I don't know how much more than above that is really fair for me to spend. I think we're good on staves. I think just the wand is good.
All right, just a wand of shield. Do you want any other ones? Do you want to take a peek at my scrolls?
If I'm honest, I think the scroll I'm most interested in is also out of my price range based on the pricing I've seen in the past at stores. So I appreciate it, but I will definitely keep you in mind if I find myself in an unexpected windfall of gold.
What scroll were you thinking of?
Oh, something that could conjure an elemental evil. I know there's a spell that can conjure an elemental. Like a 6th level spell, or a 5th level or something. Yeah, I'm aware that it's like 1,000 gold and there's no way we can afford it.
Yeah, is there a specific spell that you are looking for?
The one I was thinking would probably be closest to what he would want/need would be Conjure Elemental, which I believe is 5th level, which is way more than we can afford.
Actually, I'm going to give you this for free. An elemental evil is not the same as an element.
Okay.
It is an elemental evil means that this is an evil that makes up a portion of the world.
Okay, makes sense.
It's like this is a base evil.
Okay.
Not like this air elemental turned broke bad.
Right, not like a specific type of elemental that is evil, but like a like a basely evil being.
They are not related to what you would consider normal elementals.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay on scrolls.
Elemental evil is closer to fiend than anything else.
Okay, that's kind of what I had originally been thinking, which I'm not going to ask a random shopkeeper for a conjure greater demon spell.
I'll say you don't even think that. Elemental evil is closer to, a lord of the fiends.
Oh, crazy, like name summon, got it.
Like Asmodeus.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel you.
Or some of his like higher up servants.
Right. Got you. Yeah, I think we're good on scrolls. The one should be good for what we need.
Yeah.
You said 375?
375.
Okay. What does a cantrip scroll cost? Like 25 gold?
Way more. I think it's like
Okay.
150.
Okay. All right. So just 375, which is 37 and a half.
Or wait, a cantrip scroll or a cantrip wand?
Cantrip scroll.
Let me look it up. Because
I thought they were like 25 or 50 or something like that.
Yeah, they're 25.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give them
Or
an
no,
extra 25.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They're 50.
50. Okay. Then I won't do it. So I'll give him.
A scroll. I'll also say you would know a scroll is one-time cast.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. All right. He takes the 375. Good business. Anything else I can help you with? You're muted.
I think I'm okay if there's anything either of you wanted to look at. I think some of these might be helpful or okay for Jillian, honestly. There's one that does like some healing things, some gentle repose and spare the dying things.
Asclepius.
Yeah.
Well, we've got about 600 gold pieces right now. And that's including the 215 in gold bars. Well, 200 in gold bars. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would not be able to afford the Asclepian rod with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We can go talk to Herdon, right? Or try to,
Herdon.
anyways. And
He's on level 7. We got to go to level 8 too. So we might as well go 8, then down to 7.
right, that makes sense. We can head out.
Okay. To level 8 we go.
Yeah. To level 8 you go. You head over to the Darling residence. Making your way through the city, you hit level 9, where your family lives. Actually, first, or no, I'm sorry. I think I mixed up my levels here. I think this is we're going to retcon something here. Level 9 is the living, or level 10 is the living level. Level 9 is your family's. So you pass by the living level, coming down the gears. Go ahead.
I thought the living level was on 7.
I believe I intended for the living level to be connected.
I thought it was level 8.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I misspoke previously. I had level 8 both being where Boar was located and being the living level. So we're retconning it. The living level is now 10.
Okay,
9
fine with me.
where the Kunderax reside. 8 is Boar and the Darlings.
Yeah, we'll go just do that first and then go back up to the living level, I guess.
You pass by the living level and you see that the option to stop there has been shut off.
Oh. Wonderful.
And you can give me an investigation check if you'd like as you pass by and notice this.
22.
22. You think looking at the way it's been disabled, you think it's been disabled from the level? You think the druids have done this while they're fixing things up from last night's shenanigans? We don't want any visitors until we're ready to go. You do see off in the distance as you pass by the living level that Warforged Titan is helping with repairs. And it's helping tear down the temporary structure that the festival was held on.
Interesting.
And I'm going to actually give you one last little bit here on that 22. You see a poster left over from the Festival of Fury that at the bottom says, "This year's Festival of Fury is presented by House Cannith in conjuncture with the Druids of the Living Level."
Oof. Well, I bet their working relationship might not be so good right now. All right, to the Darlings we go.
Yeah, you make your way down to level 8. Instead of turning right to head to Boars off the lift, you turn left and head over to the Darlings. The Darlings live in a squat little brownstone. They're not super wealthy. They're not a major family, but they're well off. And you know that they are important in the city of Sharn and in the history of it.
If they don't have like a little booth or something set up, I'll knock politely on the door.
They do not. You know this is like the private residence. This is just where you need to find them.
Yeah, so I'll knock politely on the door.
You walk up. There is a brass lion-headed door knocker. You rap, rap, rap. And a little slot in the door opens up. And you see peeking out an old friend of yours, Briar Darling. Coca-Cola? Is that you?
It is. Hey, Briar, good to see you.
Briar is a beautiful woman. She's wearing a flowing silver and white robe, wild red hair that flows back and is teased up high so that it looks like a red curly lion's mane flowing around her head, and has a welcoming freckled face as she opens the door. "Oh, Jillian, you're here too. I haven't seen you all in almost a year now."
Yeah, we've been out working and such, but this is more of a business call, Briar. Thanks for being so polite to us at the door. We're actually looking for dreams here, and we were told up at the market that you might have some.
Oh, yes, we actually just started stocking it.
If it wouldn't be any trouble, would you mind selling me 2 bottles of it?
Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, straight to business. Sure. Yeah, I can sell you 2 bottles of Dreams here.
I don't mean to be short. It's just we're due back in Revan this evening, and with the town being in chaos and such, things are, a little difficult to get done today. So.
Yeah. Happy to hurry along, I suppose. I'll go get it then. You want to come down to the cellar with me? You can pick out your bottle.
Sure.
All right. Jillian. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Zenlin. Pleasure.
Zenlin, a beautiful name. And Briar, I forgot to mention, is half elven. Well, feel free to avail yourselves of the sitting room there off to the side, and you see a well-appointed sitting room, divans, chaise lounge, a little crackling fire in the fireplace.
How very Bruce Wayne of her.
I'm sorry, Dawn, it looked like you were about to say something.
No, not at all.
Okay. Cool. All right. There should be some little snacks in there as well. If you'd like, feel free to have some of the biscuits. Waters in the ewer over there. Ewer's just a fancy word for jug.
That one I
Picture,
knew. Thank
rather.
you.
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
For a couple of folks who read epic fantasy all the time, we sure don't know epic fantasy words, do we? Oh heck!
Look, gang, you just gotta read and memorize a dictionary when you're 6 years old. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, that's all we gotta do. Sympathy.
And if you didn't, just invent time travel and go make yourself do it.
Yeah, that's it's on
Disclaimer.
my list when I wake up in the morning. Invent time travel.
Disclaimer: GM Chipper of Heroes and Hooligans has not invented time travel. He was just a fucking nerd as a child.
Yeah, that's what I do. Not tell my parents to invest in Google.
I mean, if I thought my parents would listen to me at 6 years old, maybe.
I'm sure I could find a way.
But no, she leads you down into the cellar, Coca-Cola. So, I heard, you're no longer a Kundarak?
Not necessarily. You know, my mother, she's a little difficult on her easy days. So
Yes, I certainly know your mother. Well, you're out from under her thumb. What are you doing now? Anyone in your life?
my mistress is my job, as it always has been, Briar.
Yeah. You and your mistress.
That's how it goes. Gotta say, I got it on.
Thought maybe things would change now that you were out from under the thumb of your mother, but I suppose it's who you are, not who she was, huh?
Well, I mean, part of it, yeah. My work is a little different in the way of Jillian and Zen and Reznor and I were, you know, kind of working to be better people along the way, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, I'm glad that you're trying to grow, Coca-Cola. It's always,
I'll just look up and down.
Always good to see people improving themselves. Here we are, Dream Seer. And you see there's a rack of about 20 bottles. You just wanted 2?
Yeah, it's not for me. It's for my grandfather. Revan was attacked by women recently, and so we're kind of like getting things together to fix that. And his one request was some Dream Seer, so I'd like to make that happen for him.
Oh, your father's father. I was going
Yes.
to say, I thought Grandpappy died a couple of decades ago.
Oh yes, my mother's father's been gone a long time, but this is my father's father.
Oh, well, good to see that good to hear that you've still got family around you.
Yeah, I do. I actually stepped in to be heir of the Iron Gut family.
I thought that was an heir's patch there.
It is, yes.
Congratulations on, I suppose, moving up in ranking.
I suppose.
Must be nice.
It's been a little bit difficult, you know, my mother being who she is in the Kundarak line and all. But
Yeah,
I like
yes.
this much better.
Cola, do you think you informed Briar prior to the breakup a year ago what you were training for?
I don't think I would have told her about the Guradine specifically, but she probably would know, you know, some intimate details about my desires to move up within the ranks of the family and work on some of their more important private jobs, things like that.
Cool. Well, it's quite a change for you in the last year.
Yeah, well,
Um,
your
I
mother being
guess,
a bitch really does change things, doesn't it?
well, I guess when you don't have any ties holding you here, you're able to grow outwards. So, maybe your mother did you a favor last year.
Maybe she did. How much do I owe you for these 2 bottles, by the way?
$50 gold, or an honest conversation.
I mean, I'm honest, if not anything, aren't I?
All right. Well, do you mind if I insure it?
Sure.
After all, it is a business deal. She is going to cast a heightened zone of truth around the two of you.
What's the save on that?
You can choose. The save is 17. I believe it's wisdom.
Okay. I'm just going to make the save just in case, because I do have private information that she could potentially pry for that I don't want to.
I will remind you, zone of truth does not force speech.
Okay.
You can choose to not answer. But I will also let you know that she is aware if you succeed or fail on the saving throw.
I failed it, so.
Okay. And I'm sorry, it's a charisma save. I was wrong.
Oh, well, shit.
So you can either re-roll it as a charisma save or take the rolls and just modify them if you'd like.
Yeah, I still fail it.
Okay. Are you happy, Coca-Cola? With the way things went with us?
Well, I'm sure they could have went better, but
Yes.
I wasn't ready to settle down, and I still am not ready. I'm still a young dwarf.
Yes. Well, how much of a factor in our ending was your mother's wish for the line to continue?
I really don't think any, honestly. I don't really want to have, younglings and such.
All right. Well, you know what? That wasn't really a concern for me either. Why do you think things fell apart for us, Coca-Cola? And feel free to ask questions yourself. This is a conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it didn't go the way that you wanted it to because you want more out of me than I am willing to give at this point in my life. Not ready for any form of commitment, really, and with my things falling apart at home and, my new line of work, travel and such, it just, I'm married to the job. And it'll probably be my downfall.
Hey, Cola, I don't think it'll be a downfall. I think it's just... I think you care more about what you can do in and for the world than you care about what you can do for yourself.
I mean, yeah, I do. I want to see innovation in the world. I want to abandon older traditions and find better ways to do things.
Yeah. Well, I think that, and you can see the spell sort of take hold here and force truth as she speaks. I feel bad about asking you these questions. because I didn't get the answer I hoped for. I convinced myself that if you weren't under your mother's thumb, we could be fine. And the second I heard that you weren't anymore, I rushed to find you, and you were already gone. And you didn't say goodbye. I know we ended on fine terms, but not good ones. But we were friends for many, many years before we were together, Kokola. And it hurt that I wasn't important enough to say goodbye to.
Well, I am truly sorry for hurting your feelings. It was nothing of the sort intended. My mother did what she did. The new job took me out of town immediately, and I didn't have time really to speak to anyone. I didn't even say goodbye to my father.
Yeah. Well, here's your dream seer.
You said 50 gold.
I said an honest conversation.
Yeah, but I do feel a little bad you didn't get the answers you wanted.
I got the answers that were true, which is what I asked for, Kokola.
That's fair.
A deal is struck and a deal is done.
Listen, for what it's worth, it's the
She
right
does
person.
dismiss the spell at this point,
That's fine.
just to be clear.
It's the right person, just the wrong time, Briar, and I'm sorry about that. And I'll like gently squeeze her shoulder in a,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Well, if you think the time's ever right, feel free to give me a send me, and we can go have coffee.
Sure. What are you doing for your work these days anyway? Since we're talking about it.
Work? I mean, this, I guess, but not much. You know, I'm mostly focused on my studies.
Are they going well?
I mean, as well as they can. You know, there's something about twisting the magic that you're born with into strange forms that you've been taught that there's a little bit of a block there, I guess. But I'm working through it. I mean, you saw this. It was it's one of my highest capabilities, but yeah, things are going. And they're moving along. Little bit of a block I've come up against, but I'll push through.
Yeah.
And she begins to walk up the cellar steps with you.
Yeah, I'll just follow her up.
Yeah, there's actually it's quite the interesting problem. So recently, I've been working on trying to put the magic that I twist into things, but it's a bit unpredictable in its reactions.
Like imbuing items.
Yes, like making magical items. But, you know, sort of from a fourth dimensional perspective, I'm taking that magic and twisting it in order to give it extra effects. She's talking about, basically, she's trying to create magic items that have meta magic imbued into them. This has been her 5-year research project that she's been working on.
Maybe you could talk to Zen about it. Zen's a fairly magical individual and seems to have a wellspring of knowledge when it comes to things of the arcane. Maybe he knows something that could help you.
Yes, certainly. So how did you meet Zenlin? He seems a bit different than the usual crowd you run around with.
Zen and I met through business, and
Just a co-worker?
yeah. Well, I mean, Zen's my friend now too. I've grown quite fond of my coworkers.
Oh, well, that's always good to have friends at work. Not that I'd know, but you know.
Yeah, Zen, Rez, and Jill, they're good people. They're a lot like
I'm well
altruistic.
aware that Jillian's good people.
Yeah, well, of course you are. She is. She's the best people. Some say she's too good for me to be friends with, even. But she stuck around all these years.
I would say second best people.
Second best.
Jillian's got her own struggles, but they're I don't want to say lesser.
Jillian is wonderful.
Smaller. Her problems seem to have been smaller in scale than yours.
Maybe, but she's wonderful.
I think you two are just as. I think you two are just as good as each other. You know, good to be friends.
I'm gonna give her a side eye.
There's a little bit of jealousy there. I'm going to tell you with your passive insight. She's jealous of the friendship. She doesn't think you and Jill have a relationship of any sort. She's jealous of the level of friendship.
Well, she doesn't know about college best friends at all, then, does she? Well, Jillian is the best sort of people. And
I'll also let you know above the table, this is a woman who studies and doesn't really leave her family's house unless it's to go to like a class or an artificer's shop or something like that. She doesn't have many friends. And you're not sure if she's jealous of your friendship with Jillian or Jillian's friendship with you on your passive insight.
Well, I think Jillian is the first best kind of people, not the second best, personally. But
I think you're the first. So, or rather, I think you're both equally good, but you had to fight more to be good. You're good despite things, and that's quite good.
Well, I can be quite bad when I need to be, I promise. And I assume at this time we're coming to the room where Jillian and
yeah, you're coming back up into that first foyer there. But yes, Jillian, we have to catch up soon. I know you're not in town for much longer, but next time you are, stop by. You and all four of you should stop by. I'll have some of my colleagues over. We can have a little salon.
Uncomfortable high society itching.
Jill will sort of do like that nod, but not say anything. Just like make eye contact, nod, and say thank you.
Zenlin, Kokola mentioned that you're quite skilled with the twisting of arcane forces yourself. It's a special project of mine that I'm working on to imbue that little twist in the magics into items. I'd love to give you a sample of my work for you to examine.
Sure. I mean, like here, like you want me to look at it?
I mean, you're travelers now. You could field test it for me, if you'd like.
Are you sure? I mean, you're just going to give me a magic item?
Let me show you something. And she's going to cast Minor Illusion and create a Minor Illusion of her workspace in the house. Walls, those bookcase walls? One of those full of wands. Many of which are scorched or water damaged or look like they've been shocked. So I've got a couple of really, really good examples. Only about 1 in 10 turns out right. But I'll send you with one of those 1 in 10.
Okay.
For the field testing.
Sure, I mean, you just want me to report if it works, if there's any issues, like...
Yes. What sort of item would you... You don't look like much of a warrior, if I'm being honest. Not much of an up-close and personal person.
No, not particularly. Try to avoid it.
All right. Well, why don't you... she's going to reach a hand out behind her, and you can see that she's basically using an extended range mage hand to grab something from upstairs and pull it down here. Why don't you take this and let me know if it helped you, and let me know how it works.
All right, sounds good. Are you gonna tell me what it's supposed to do, or do you want me to figure it out?
Once it makes it down here, I'll demonstrate. Still holding her hand out behind her. And then the wand thunks into her hand. All right. What can be this? I never liked this chase. And she is going to cast a spell, holding the wand in the other hand, and send little jolts of lightning out of her hand onto the chase. So, you know the shocking grasp spell, yes?
Yes.
You know how it works better on a target that's got metal on?
Yes. Or I've heard.
So I've twisted the magics in this so that it works well on any target that has metal or any target that has flesh.
That's a very innovative twisting of the magic and could certainly be very helpful.
Essentially what she's done here is she's heightened a shocking grasp and figured out how to twist that heightening to give advantage on living beings.
Yeah, definitely if you want me to test it out, I'd be happy to. Anything for a friend of Cocola's.
Yeah, all yours. And feel free to, if you could write up are you sorceress or are you a wizard?
I'm sorceress, but I know how to write. I can, if you want to report, I can write.
It wasn't a question of if you can write. It was more about examining the magics that make it up. I didn't know if that was if that was more of your speciality or not.
If it makes you feel any better, I've been doing a bit of studying recently, so I suspect that this will only help me in my studies, so it's kind of us helping each other.
Wonderful. Well, then here you are. And she hands you, you can just add Wand of Shocking Grasp and just remember to yourself that you have advantage on anything made of flesh.
Okay. I've got it. Thank you very much, Briar. That was very kind and generous.
Yeah, this casts the spell as if cast by a 11th level caster. So 3d8 damage.
Charges, or is it infinite because cantrip?
Infinite because cantrip. Basically, you get to add Shocking Grasp to your spell list if you have a free hand.
Mm-hmm.
Zenlin out here dual wielding wands, shield in one hand, Shocking Grasp in the other.
I need to remind you, Zenlin also has a wand of magic missiles.
I know. He's just never used it.
I used it in the Wyvern fight, but yeah. Zenlin
that's right.
definitely needs to get like a rapid swap wand holster or something.
Yeah, on our downtime coming up, Kakola's going to fashion Zenlin a belt because she's good with Tinker's tools. So she'll fasten you a belt that can hold all of your wands, and it'll have like levers and stuff. We'll work it out, but that's what she's going to do. Already decided in her in the down.
All right, and that's where. And as you leave Briars, and head off to send a message to Herden, that's where we're going to end this session. Thank you all for joining us. This has been Gilded Destinies, episode 27, Shape Up and Ship Out, here on the Heroes and Hooligans channel. Little shopping session. Got to meet some fun NPCs around Sharn. Got to hear some murmurs of a purge in the lower levels. We'll catch you on Monday night for our Grim Hollow game, Delirium. And we will hopefully catch you back next Thursday for episode 28. Thanks for being here. I've been GM Chipper. With me tonight, as always, I have Hooli, Shen, and Dawn, playing Kakola, Jillian, and Zenlin. We've had a great time. Anybody have anything else they want to plug?
Oh,
all right.
Tomorrow night, we're on our channel tomorrow, right?
We're recording tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I lied. Nothing tomorrow.
Nothing tomorrow, but next week Friday. That I forgot. I do have a promotion. Next week Friday, come catch episode 1 of Concentricity: Echoes of Eden, our sci-fi campaign that we're going to be starting. Run in a original setting by myself using the Star Wars 5e system. We've got a great crowd of players, great world, and I'm so looking forward to it. This has been a dream of mine for years. But catch you next week for our 3 shows. Bye-bye.